Let's talk about the games and movies out this week. Obviously, Watch Dogs is out this week. You've played it probably the most out of all of us here, Creeper.
We gave it about 8 hours.
What did we give it on site? 8.4? Was it?
7 point something, wasn't it?
8.
Really?
Yeah, 8.3 or 8.4.
Yeah.
It is a great game. I think it plays like an amalgamation of a lot of Ubisoft games. I think Ubisoft are developing this kind of in-house style.
Yeah.
And it feels like the love child of Splinter Cell with a hint of Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
Like, a lot of the missions I've played so far are kind of quite stealthy.
Yep.
And it's that mechanic of you can highlight the next piece of cover, press X to run to that piece of cover, run to that next one. And the hacking stuff is pretty simplistic, but you can, like... It's a little bit like Batman as well, where you can lure people into certain directions, sneak past them, or take them out. The world, I don't find that interesting. For me, it feels like you hear all the stories about GTA, about the team from Rockstar spending weeks in LA, taking pictures, researching it, going on calls with like detectives and cops, going around doing kind of beat duty. It feels like people at Watch Dogs have like seen photographs of Chicago. Yeah, it's just a little bit flat.
The thing I said to you was it doesn't really feel like it's a real city. It feels like the backlot on the Warner studio that's created its version of a real city. It just doesn't quite
it's not got a lot of personality.
Right. No.
So you go like drive to this section, you're like, oh, this looks like a section that I sneak through. This looks like a section where I sneak through. And at the end of most of these missions so far I've played, you can either run away or like stand and fight.
Yeah.
Right.
And that seems to be the resolution of every mission.
Right.
Also, were we all playing it on PS4?
Yeah.
Yep.
Something that I find a bit weird, and we've discussed this earlier, is that when it first came out, or the first trailer was released, everyone's like, this looks stunning, this is next gen. Doesn't really look that...
Can I just say that was Creeper's bottle of Coke? It wasn't just him.
That was the very subtle opening of a bottle of Coke. It just doesn't look that great. Like we were saying, actually, I think Grand Theft Auto 5 looks a bit better.
Yeah, I don't think it's...
I think a lot of the
amazing.
imagery of Watch Dogs that is kind of like instilled within you goes back to that demo from E3 2012, which we looked at yesterday, and like the PC version is nowhere near that. That's kind of common. The phrase they use, it's called like test footage, and it's when you're like workshopping the original concept behind a game, you produce something like proof of concept of what you want the finished game to aspire to be. And it looks.
Well, they did it with Killzone back in E3. What was that, 2005 or something like that? And the final game didn't match that.
But I also find
Killzone 2, sorry.
I find it a bit overwhelming as well, being able to hack everyone, and like I've only played about 2 hours, so I'm not very far in at all. But just moving around, so can I hack this person? Can I hack this person? Can I hack this person? And it just gets a bit.
Well, you can switch it off though.
You can, but then I feel like I'm one of these people who feel like then I'm missing something. I might miss something important, or a side mission, and it's a bit.
Also, so far, like, it doesn't feel like the stakes are all that big. Like, it's like a family thing so far, but there's kind of villains have been introduced, but I don't really get a sense that they want to. I feel like the stakes should be way higher. Like they want to take over the world, and I'm trying to stop them. Or it's just all a bit more muddled. And obviously, depending how it pans out, it could be like really sophisticated, the story. But at the moment, it just feels like I'm just an errand boy going here, doing this, doing this. A bit Assassin's Creed like in terms of structure.
Yeah.
Also out this week is Borderlands 2 on Vita,
which hasn't got great. It's apparently not the best of ports.
Also, it's that's a big game to squeeze onto the Vita.
And also, when they originally announced it, they wanted it to have 4-player co-op like the thing, and it's down to 2-player. So it's not really the Borderlands 2 experience you want, I don't think.
No. Worms Battleground, which I must admit I haven't seen at all.
I've seen a little bit of that. Looks good. They've mixed it up a bit and added some new modes. New weapons, but the old favourites all there, like the Super Sheep and the old lady. Yeah, I think it looks solid. It's what we've come to expect from a Worms game. But yeah.
And then lastly, Mario Kart 8, which we've spoken a lot about,
which is magnificent.
Yes.
So that's possibly
a console seller, a system seller, I would say.
Yeah. So our recommendation for the week:
Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
Movies. Maleficent.
Which is
what does that mean?
Bad, evil, mal.
Is that what it means?
Yeah, like mal.
Mal and magnificent as well.
So the alternate take on Sleeping Beauty myth, starring Angelina Jolie.
Her of the mighty cheekbones.
apparently it's not all that great. Apparently she's really good in it, according to our review, but the whole movie isn't that compelling. I think there's been some problems behind the scenes with the production of that movie. Yeah. So visually stunning, great performance by Jolie. Oh, apparently Brad Pitt got attacked at the premiere as well.
Yeah,
really?
Some bloke
came up and hit him on the head.
On the face.
And he got arrested. He's like apparently a famous prankster.
Right.
Didn't go well for him.
That's not really a prank, is it? Hitting someone in the face.
Someone.
Just, assault is not a prank.
Assault.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a prank.
The wit.
The fact that we're talking about that instead of the movie probably says it all.
Yeah.
And then other one, Edge of Tomorrow, Tom Cruise, which is getting good reviews.
Very good reviews.
I saw a bit of test. I went to a screening with Chris of that, not the full movie, but like preview. Looks quite good. Emily Blunt looks very good in it. Strong female role, which is good. It's been compared to Groundhog Day quite a lot, right? But
it's barrel of laughs.
Yeah, exactly. But it does look very good. It's another sci-fi vehicle.
Emily Blunt, the groundhog. Is she Punxsutawney Phil? At the beginning, Tom Cruise just holds her up. Actually, probably Tom Cruise would be a better fit for
he's smaller, isn't he? Yeah.
If Tom Cruise,
she does tower over him.
Hand.
If Tom Cruise comes out,
hey,
libel.
I think you're right. They have these massive exos.
If he comes out and then goes back in, there's 4 more years of denial.
There you go.
Is that the way it works?
It's very clever.
Anyway, go and see the film. This is supposed to be good.
Yes.
This recommendation. Go make your own mind up.
Well, I'm still trying to see X-Men because I haven't seen X-Men yet. And I hear it's good.
That's not the point about this week. But thank you.
It's not what's Luke doing this weekend. Always about you.
Well,
Jeez.
some people want to know.